I love you too, son. My wee Hughie.
Alright, so I do apologize if I put that clip at the beginning of this video with, his dad passing away. It kind of hits a little bit different. And if you've lost any family members or, like, people you've cared about, then you know that actually hits a bit different. Yeah, watching the episode, I'm not gonna lie, I actually did cry watching it. Like, it's enough to make a grown man cry, okay? And I gotta say, Simon Pegg, he did an incredible performance as Hugh Sr. Really good episode. And Joseph Quinn, the guy who portrays Huey, he really knocked it out of the park with that one scene. Like, them interacting, I gotta say, like, that hit way too close to home, and that just it's absolutely different. And if you can't tell by the title, you gotta feel bad for my boy Huey. He's essentially your everyman. He's basically what you, as the audience, would be like if you were in his situation. Yeah, okay, so, like, say hypothetically, you're just chilling with your girlfriend, then, like, she dies, or, like, someone you know dies, and then after that, you lose pretty much everything. Then you get dragged into, like, a group of killers, and then you go on an adventure. Now you're, like, having to stop the world from ending from, like, these homicidal, superpowered people. Yeah, you're like, damn, at the end of the day, your dad's calling you, and you're like, nah, I can't talk to him, I gotta go save the world. And that's when shit just hits the fan, because just when your dad just wanted to be with you, you find out he's terminally ill and he's gonna die, and you're like, damn, maybe I should have spent more time with him. Maybe I should have, like, done things better. Maybe I should have sat down and talked with him about his favorite books. That's basically Huey in this latest season of The Boys. And to me, Huey is probably one of the more, I wouldn't say one of the more tragic characters of the show, because Butcher and, like, some of the other characters by far have, like, worse and, like, more tragic backstories. But Huey cannot catch a break, man. He lost his girlfriend to A Train, and now he lost his dad to Compound V, essentially the Soups, and this time it was by himself because he couldn't let his dad go, just like he did with his dog Jar Jar. And I gotta say, I really love how they were giving, like, their performance in this episode, specifically referencing, like, Huey's childhood and how his trauma of him being incapable of letting things go with his pet Jar Jar, and how his dad was like, I really don't want to end up like Jar Jar. Please don't let me end up being like Jar Jar. And you know what sucks? Is that the worst thing that could happen to Huey's dad actually did happen. He ended up taking Compound V, and that essentially destroyed him. The Compound V kind of works differently for everyone, but in this situation, since he was brain dead, like they explained in the episode, it kind of turned him into a pseudo zombie. But instead of, like, progressing, gaining his memory back, it just regressed him back to, like, 10, 20 years into the past. It just gave him a sort of dementia, but with superpowers. And when you have someone with dementia, with, like, uncontrolled powers, yeah, things get absolutely crazy. And in this episode, he went on a killing spree throughout the entire hospital, and essentially the way Huey had to let things go with his mother is he had to mercy kill his own father. And I gotta say, like, I would not be in Huey's situation. I would not want to be in a situation, because I couldn't put down, say, my own dad or my own brother. If I was Huey, I would be like, you know what, I'm just gonna let them go, because I don't have the heart in me to do that. You really gotta feel bad for Huey, because despite him taking so much loss, despite him being, like, so joyful and the everyday man in the situation, he's still human at the end of the day. He's probably the most human character throughout the show, because he's essentially what kind of keeps the team together, the boys together. He's the heart and soul of the team, so him just not being there kind of puts the team in shambles, because they have to have someone be the human element within the group. And without Huey, as you saw in the previous episode, things hit the fan absolutely, with the flying goats and, Homelander being super crazy. But, like, Huey, on the other hand, to me, he's a character that just kind of embodies the audience. He's just kind of there. He doesn't really know what he wants. He's just doing things because he kind of has to. He was forced into the situation. He never really wanted to be in this situation. Sure, he has Starlight. Sure, he lost his girlfriend, but now he lost his father, and his mother is back, who he has a rocky relationship with. How he's going to deal with this moving forward, I think he's going to view things honestly kind of different. And, like, the fact that he had to put down his own father, the fact that he had to relive some of that childhood trauma with his mother and his dad all in the same place, and at the end of the day, he had to come to his emotions. He had to like suck it up and be like, you know what, maybe you were right. I have to end this, and I don't like it, but I'm sorry. I'm gonna miss you. This to me was by far the best performance like Hughie has done. I really love his arc throughout this entire season of him essentially letting things go, like, and trying to move forward. It all comes full circle. He let A-Train go, like he moved on and kind of forgave him. He forgave Butcher, but I feel like with this, he won't be able to forgive himself. Yeah, he's let things go, but he's gonna have to try and move on, because the whole point of season 4, at least in some of these arcs, is learning to let go. And now that he's let his dad go, I guess he can actually be the person that he needs to be to put the team together and to move on and essentially save the world from destruction. So you really gotta feel bad for Hughie, because he essentially has the world on his shoulders, and I would not want to be him. I do not know how he handles it. He's a better man than me, because I could not do what he does, because mentally I know that's gonna destroy people absolutely to the core. Anyways, with that being said, that's just my thoughts on poor my wee Hughie. I'm not gonna lie, that scene still has me in shambles. But yeah, what did you guys think of Hughie's arc and the season so far? I gotta say, pretty good. Anyways, kind of a bit longer video, but I'll catch you guys on my next one. So peace.